The secret to eBay's phenomenal customer service experience. What goes through your head when I read you that subject line? Welcome back into the channel, everybody. Monday, October 28th, Monday again, 2024, of course. And I want to preface this video by saying, clearly, I am a huge fan of eBay and I'm a huge fan of making money and selling on eBay. I've been on there nearly 20 years. Also, full transparency, I do not get paid by eBay to make videos or do any sort of content. The only way I make money from eBay is selling products or linking products. That is it. They do not give me any other special preferential treatment. So with that said, Forbes, you know, the big money magazine, money story website, they put out a story yesterday at about 8 a.m. Eastern time. It's by Shep Hyken. He's the customer service CX expert for Forbes and a keynote speaker. He's great. I actually love his work. I will give him full props and credit for this story. But his story is about the eBay customer service experience as a buyer and as a seller. And he goes through the entire story of eBay from their beginnings all the way to the current customer service atmosphere. And I will link this story so you can check this out down in my description box and comments below. So what he says about it, he actually interviewed eBay's Derek Allgood. Now, Derek, I want to make sure I get his thing, is the eBay's Vice President of Global Experience. He oversees 7,300 employees who handle our customer service issues as buyers and sellers. There are currently 132 million buyers who do $73 billion in transactions. Pretty crazy, right? Here's the crazy numbers you guys need to hear. And then I want to explain to you whether or not I'm in agreement with this or I'm not. They have 350 million customer service requests per year. 350 million. And that's only 10% because 3.5 billion come through the center and the rest get handled by automation. 45 million of the 130 million buyers have a problem every year. That's about a third, give or take. Yeah, about a third, give or take, 33%. Those are staggering numbers, even for them to handle 350 million customer service requests. Now, I prefaced my video by saying I love eBay and I'm a seller on there. They're by far a perfect site. They have their problems like anything else, but you can sell almost anything on eBay. Tons of stuff you can't sell on places like Facebook that get taken down, or Poshmark, or Amazon that gates you. I mean, there's so much stuff on Amazon that's gated, restricted, that you can't sell, that you can sell on eBay. And that's why it's amazing. And it's easy. Once you learn eBay, it just becomes second nature. This is where the problem lies. And this is with the customer service. This is with eBay as a platform in whole. There is a lot to learn. You have to learn shipping. You have to learn that you can't cancel orders or you'll lose your account. You have to learn about defects. You have to learn about the game of returns. I call it a game because it really is. If you don't know how returns work and how to exactly handle a return request or a false INAD, item not as described, or any of these little nuances, you're set up for failure. You'll lose the case. You'll lose the item. You'll lose the money and the item. People come in there thinking, they come from Poshmark or another website, and they say, I'm going to fight this return. I'm not giving their money back. They're not sending this back label. And they end up losing double time. And then they're like, eBay scams. It's not that eBay's scamming or that the buyer is or isn't scamming. Usually they are. But it's that there is a process and a way with the automation and the manual that eBay puts things in order to be done. And if you don't know how that process works or how that game works, it's very easy, but it just takes experience. It takes somebody showing you. You are set up for failure under the current system because you won't know that you should just accept the return even though it's a false INAD, get it back and fight it later, or that they send back an empty box or an item that's torn and ripped in a different condition than you sent it to them in. There are ways that you have to handle it. And so when you see somebody write this story like Forbes, that eBay has an amazing customer service system, on the numbers alone, on merit, it seems reasonable to think, wow, eBay handles all these issues. But on a selling side, which is what this channel is about, what we as sellers have to go through daily, it is not so phenomenal. It is not easy. When you know the game, it becomes a lot easier, and you can get around things, and you can protect yourself, and you can avoid being scammed and losing money. I love eBay's return system. I love the way that it's automated. It sends the labels. I hardly ever get false INADs. Now, I get people that are like, I changed my mind. Like, if I get a couple returns a month, one person will be legitimate. They're just like, I changed my mind, or I accidentally bought the wrong thing. That's cool. It's not on me. I still do free shipping, free returns, because that's what I choose to do, and I get discounts. But I hardly ever get somebody that's just blatantly says, this is not working, blah, blah, blah. And then I get that, and it comes back and everything's fine. Or this showed up broken, and they send me back theirs. They do a switcheroo, right? Like, they send me theirs rather than mine. It happens once or twice a year, but it's not often. It's what you see in Facebook groups and social media is just people telling you the bad experiences. Never mind the millions and millions and millions of good experiences that happen. But again, you have to know that process in that game. Or as a new eBay seller, somebody who might come over from Poshmark, you wouldn't know all that. You would be completely uneducated on the topic, and you would potentially ruin your account or lose money or get scammed. There's plenty of things that eBay should do better. I personally believe that eBay should have like this list of like to-dos and not to-dos, right? They should have that, but they don't. There are places you can read about it in the eBay community forums, but again, how would you know to go look for that as a new seller on eBay? Here's the other problem I have with this. eBay's defects and transaction rate should absolutely be notified to the seller when you become a seller. Even if you've had an account for a long time, it should notify you, hey, looks like you haven't sold in a while. Keep in mind the cancellation percentages, the defects, etc. Otherwise, customer service is just going to say, sorry, you lost your account. Shame on you. Better luck next time. That's a setup for failure as well, and I don't like it. So eBay should have, I get asked all the time about what are the Vero products? What are the products you can't sell that get taken down? eBay has a Vero site, but it's worthless. Most of the companies on the Vero site are perfectly okay to sell, and most of the companies that come after people hard are not on that Vero site because it's not a requirement by law that you appear on eBay's Vero site. It's a courtesy, and some companies do it, but not many. Truly not many do it. The ones that are really notorious for taking stuff down don't even appear on that site. I've looked at it over and over and over again. I've been somebody who monitors it for years and years, and anytime anybody asks me what products not to sell, I tell them, don't go to that Vero list. It's not accurate. It's just simply not. Here's the list that I know. There's about 10 or 12 that I have on the back of my hand, but eBay doesn't tell you these things. eBay should come out and go, hey, if you're going to sell any of the products listed below, just know that we have a very high rate of Vero takedowns. They should have that. They should have a statistic that says, here are the highest Veroed items. And so again, customer service lacking on that particular subject matter. So eBay is not going to come up with some training class, right, to go out and do that. And there's people that offer courses and things in that nature. And I've always tried to, anytime I see somebody post it in a Facebook group or social media, warn people like, hey, that's something you should be on the lookout for. Take a look at this. In 2020, 2021, I put together like a collection of little mini videos and stuff where I told people like, here's the do's and don'ts, the ins and outs of eBay and what you should and shouldn't do. Here's what you can do. Here's how to fight stuff. And I never updated it after 21 because that was COVID. I made it during COVID because we were locked away and I had some time. So in 2020 into 2021, I was able to create all that and people were able to pick that up for me. I had a whole big collection of spreadsheets and videos and all this stuff for people that were beginners all the way up to experts on eBay. I've been asked all year to do it again before the end of the year. When I did that, I launched it at the middle end of 2020. I think I did it for like fourth quarter. I think I launched it like October 1st or something. I have a lot of new material, a lot of stuff. So we'll see. We'll see if I put something together by the end of the year. Stay tuned. Maybe I will. By Black Friday. I don't know. Let's wait and see. But yeah, that's my thoughts on eBay customer service, is that a lot of things are definitely set up to fail for a new seller, or even for some experienced sellers that come back that maybe have been away from the platform for a little while. Things change. Things always change. I mean, that's the old opening of every one of my videos, right? So what do you guys think? What do you think about eBay's customer service? Is it good, bad, somewhere in the middle? Is it fair? On like a 1 to 10, do you give them like 1 being horrendous to 10 being, really, really good? I will say, I think a comment I'm going to get a lot is that it's impossible to call them They did make it very, very difficult to call. You can request a callback, which is usually one of the more helpful things. They do call back. They're pretty good about it, but even that is getting harder to find that request callback. They changed the Facebook for Business page, eBay for Business, to just the eBay Facebook page. I think they're still pretty receptive and responsive. I haven't had to use them in quite a while, so fingers crossed, knock on something here that I haven't used them. Has anybody else used them recently? Either the callback or the Facebook Business page, the eBay Business page on Facebook? How's it work out for you? What do you guys think on that 1 to 10 scale? 10 being they're fantastic, you've never had an issue, and 1 being horrible. Can't wait to see the comments, questions, concerns. As always, thank you for being a part of the channel, watching, joining me here on another Monday, October 28th, 2024. If you do need help with your eBay store, if you're struggling, if your sales are slow, if you want somebody else to look through your store to do a complete audit, a complete review, and coach you through fixing everything that I can find that needs to be fixed, I've helped customers go from 500 to 5,000 monthly, from 5,000 to 10,000 monthly, and even customers just going from a couple hundred to a couple thousand monthly. Every little different level of seller has come to me, and we've been able to improve their stores. I do it for 1 week, for 2 weeks, or for 4 weeks. It's your choice, $25, $50, $99. You can email me, rockstarflipper@gmail.com, and I'll look for your comments down below about eBay's phenomenal customer service experience. As always, enjoy your day, make that money, be safe, productive, and I'll see everyone next time.